Doing well. I just got back from the gym, so I'm doing great. Just got out of the shower and all cleaned up, so we're ready to go. Today we're going to be discussing ready-made gifts for mom and gifts that you can knit for mom and get it done before Mother's Day. So that's what we're going to be talking about. First, we have to talk about last week's winner. Last week's winner was for a pair of sock blockers, and the person who won's name is Debbie Kester. So we will be contacting you for your address, and you can choose your size of your sock blocker. A couple things from last week that I wanted to discuss is, first of all, here's my simply striped sock pattern that I just got, and I threw these in the wash machine and the dryer, and this is what they look like fresh out of the dryer, and they are quite lovely. We're enjoying these nice socks, and you can see they washed up really well, and probably need another blocking again, but I wear a size 5, so I need them a little smaller because they don't fit otherwise. Anyways, that was the Simply Striped Sock Pattern, and it's free on our website. You just have to look it up under that name. And also, we are enjoying the Michelle Hunter Knit Along. And I don't know how many of you are out there joining in the knit along. If you are enjoying yourselves, go ahead and push that like button and put comments in the comment section and let us know how you're doing with your project. I know I'm ready for this next Thursday's knit along pattern release from her, so we'll see what she has in store for us. But it is a shawl, and it appears to be reversible, so it looks nice on both sides. And it's using the lovely Alpaca, 100% Alpaca Concentric. And I have this blue colorway, which is all sold out right now. It's called Shades of Blue in 1029. And they're not going to have it back in stock until June. That's why we don't have any right now. They sold out. So let me show you what my project looks like. And I have it on a long needle because I told all you guys I usually buy 47-inch needles so that I can knit my sweaters and try them on as I go, because I like to have either bottom up or top down construction, and then I just try it on as I go. But here is what we've knit so far from that knit along. And it was really fun, easy to do, and looks lovely. It seems that the one garter stitch pattern ended right as the color changed. So, and I'm using a number 8 needle, and I don't know if yours changed so nicely as mine, but oh boy, I'm having fun with it. And you see the back side of it? Beautiful. So anyway, if you like this or you're working on this, post comments in the comment section, and that's also how you sign up to win a prize. And this week our prize is going to be a stitch marker necklace, and you could either give it a gift for your mom for Mother's Day, or you can keep it for yourself. And there's 5 stitch markers on here, so you could wear this when you're traveling, and you'll have stitch markers handy if you need them. And they're on a necklace, and it clips and unclips. The necklace itself is 22 inches long, and Susan, our store manager, made this. She's making these by hand. Oh, she's so crafty. She's awesome. And these are really, really cute. For a nice Mother's Day gift for a knitter who may be knitting on the road and forget stitch markers, this is an awesome little gift. So, anyways, that's adorable. So this is the prize for this week. I'll be giving away one of these. And how you enter to win the contest is you post what you're working on, you tell us where you're from, and you put comments in the comment section, and that's how you get entered to win. And Debbie Kester, she's the one that won this week, and she's the one that won the sock blockers. So you all can enter by putting in comments and letting us know what you're working on. Make sure that when you're posting comments, if possible, if you can write the patterns or tell us interesting things about what you're working on so that we can all learn from you, okay? A couple comments I wanted to talk about. In this last week's Facebook Live, we had Elizabeth, and she was talking about, she likes to do what's called a vanilla sock with a heel and gusset. And so There are several patterns. I looked that up on Ravelry, and there are some quite nice patterns out there. And so that's what she enjoys. So that's one thing to think about. And I thought that was a great suggestion. Thank you, Elizabeth, for helping us learn. We always love learning new things from our fellow knitters. So, and another comment I had was from Maxine. She was asking about whether or not to use Woolite on your projects. And I asked our longtime knitters, and quite a few of them here said, no, don't use Woolite on your wool products because it actually breaks down the fibers. So you can look that up if you like and get more information about that, but it is my understanding that's probably not the best thing to use. So what I recommended on my Facebook Live last time was said use a little bit of hair conditioner or possibly using a little bit of hair shampoo or Baby Magic, or you can also buy Eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is a shampoo that we sell here at alpacadirect.com, and you put like a teaspoon in the water. And what's lovely about Eucalyptus, not only does it smell terrific, I mean they have grapefruit and all these different flavors, eucalyptus and some other ones that are really lovely. And the good thing about this is you don't have to rinse it out. You can just leave it in there and it's completely harmless and totally helps your fibers. I like putting a little something in that water because it softens up those fibers and makes that wool even feel more comfortable to your skin. So it's something to think about. Let's see, I had Nancy, and Nancy on the Facebook Live, she was talking about a Central Park hoodie by Heather Ladinsky, and it's purchased on Ravelry. And that was a really cute pattern that has a hood on it and a few little cables. And so thank you, Nancy, for sharing with us. I love when all of you guys tell us what you're working on. We help each other. We're here to learn from each other and have a good time while we're doing it. So thank you to everyone who is posting comments and helping me learn and helping all of you learn as well. So I really do appreciate that very much. Also, don't forget to put comments in the comments just so you can sign up to win, because you might win this lovely necklace by Susan. And this is our prize for this week. And it's beautiful. It's handmade by our store manager, Susan, and she is totally crafty. She's totally lovely. And this has 5 stitch markers on it, and it's for the knitter in your life. So if you have a knitter in your life that needs a Mother's Day gift, this is a good project necklace to give them so that when they're knitting their projects, they're never left without a stitch marker, which is terrific. Okay, so now we are going to be talking about, first we're going to talk about our knitted gifts. So ready to knit and crochet are projects that we can make for Mom. Okay, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is Tara Murray writes these wonderful patterns, and we'll be posting her name in the comment section or on the YouTube video or wherever we post it so that you'll be able to see the links. And you can purchase her patterns on Ravelry. And what I wanted to show you, these are called, let's see what this one's called. Kirsten, who is one of our employees who is an avid crocheter and knitter, this is called the Nature and Best hat, and it's available on Ravelry, like I said, and that is really cute, and she has a little horn button on there. And this is made with Rios, and I think that this is the glazed carrot, and this is maybe Archangel or something like that colorway, but it's with Rios. So if you have used Rios before, you'll recognize all those colorways. And then this is the Galilee hat. And then her Galilee patterns are so awesome. They're so easy. I didn't know a darn thing about crocheting, and then I crocheted a couple of her patterns, one of them being the Galilee slippers, and this is the Galilee hat, and again, it's using leftovers. So if you have leftovers yarns that you need to use up, these patterns are terrific. And Tara Murray is great at writing her patterns. I can't say enough about her. She just seems like a wonderful lady. I haven't met her in person, but she has great patterns, very clear, and she's very responsive if you need to email her or ask any questions. She's wonderful. These are the Galilee slippers that I was talking about. and Churston made these. And this one is, it's either, it could be made out of vintage, I believe. And it's, again, scraps. And you can crochet these up really fast. I think Churston did this in a day or so. She whipped right through them, I mean, lightning fast. And so these are darling little slippers. And let me show you the little baby ones that she did. And again, scraps. Little tiny scraps. So if you have scraps to use up, you can make these cute little slippers. Oh, they're darling. This is a washable wool blend, and it's really cute. Let me show you a couple more. This is Malabrigo, the regular worsted yarn. Aren't those cute? They're absolutely darling. I love them. Churston's so handy. She's such an awesome knitter and crocheter. Here's another cute little one. Those are really sweet. Yeah, and then keep baby's feet warm. These ones are 100% wool. You would have to kind of, you know, soak them in the sink and not add heat to the water. But totally awesome for baby to have nice wool slippers to wear, especially when it's cold out. All right, so now I'm going to be talking about a knitted item that you could knit, and this one is made, it's called the Pocket Slouch Hat. It's a pattern that I wrote, and it's made with Simply Crea, and it uses a slip stitch pattern. So if you look on the inside of it, see all those slip stitches in there? It just creates like a double thick fabric almost. And it's so soft. And I made it so you can just crunch it up and stick it in your pocket. And that way you can have your hat with you all the time. So I was really excited when I saw this yarn. Oh my gosh, this yarn, I can't even describe it to you. Suffice to say, it's one of the softest things I've ever felt in my life. And so this is a really cute hat, and it's made with the Simply Crea. And let me show you what that looks like. Okay, I had another skein. Oh, here's the other skein. Here's Simply Crea. Do you see how it almost has the tweed effect? Isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh, I love this yarn. I would love to knit with it every day. I mean, if I could, I would. Totally awesome yarn. It's called Super Baby Alpaca. So it's not only baby alpaca, but it's super baby alpaca. So it's totally awesome. So you guys go ahead and comment in comments and let us know what you're working on. And press the like button if you like those products, because we need to know what you like so we can make sure we're ordering what you want to buy. So, and we're always looking for products that are good. I mean, we try everything before we bring it in, but we want to hear from you too. If you have ideas about products that we don't carry that we should carry, please let us know, because we'll give them a try and see how they go. I mean, if they, we'll put them through the ringer, and if they, you know, pass our test, which is pretty rigid, then we'll bring them in for you. So anyway, okay. Now I wanted to talk about another gift that you can knit for mom, and this is called, these are, have you seen, remember the old slippers that grandma used to make and they had a pom-pom on them? Well, this is kind of like the old Aunt Maggie's slipper pattern on Ravelry, and you see how it has the pearl bumps up here, and it is just pretty much garter stitch on the inside, so it's pretty good. I mean, these ones I've worn them a lot, and they're comfortable. But I am writing a pattern for you, and this pattern will be out next week. And what the pattern is, I have it on the needles right here, and it's using Ultra Alpaca Chunky, which is, here's Ultra Alpaca Chunky, which is 50% Peruvian Highland wool, 50% alpaca. And this yarn is totally warm. I love it for slippers, and it comes in a multitude of colorways that are really bright and pretty. And if you get the ones that are kind of tweedy like that, oh my gosh, they look beautiful when they're knit up. Any one of these would have like a, they have a different, it's not a solid color. It's really super pretty. And then I'm also going to be making them out of this, oh shucks, I grabbed the vintage worsted. I meant to grab the vintage chunky, but what it is this exact yarn in a chunkier weight. And what I like about this yarn is you can throw it in the wash machine and it washes up beautifully. So if you want to make the slippers and you don't have to worry about throwing it in the wash machine, then you can make it out of the vintage chunky. So that's what the pattern is. And let me show you what I am doing here. So I'm knitting these 2 at a time in the round. And you'll see on here, do you see how I have this really nice slip stitch edge on it? It's 3 stitches that are slip stitched. And then it has garter for the side of your foot. And on the bottom, it has garter stitch, which gives you a little bit more grip on the floor. And so that helps it so it's not too slippery. But look here on the inside. If you flip it inside out, do you see how they're knit stitches that you're going to be putting your foot on right here? And those knit stitches are so comfortable on your foot. It's like they call it double knitting without having to double knit. And if you felt it, it's double the thickness of this garter stitch. It's really, really thick, and it's super, super nice. And so my pattern's going to have that. And I started on the very back here, right here, with the Judy's Magic cast on. And then I just knit halfway around. I didn't join it completely in the round. See how it's open right here? And I just knit as if this were a flat piece going back and forth. And then it started creating the heel right here. Isn't that cool? It's going to be an awesome pattern. And then when you're done, all you have to do is weave in where you cast on. You have to weave in that one end, and then weave in where you bound off. And so it's actually where you closed with the Kitchener stitch. But that pattern's going to be released this next week. And it's like a new idea on an old design. And so, because I'm kind of nostalgic, I kind of like the old-fashioned slippers. It reminds me of Grandma. It reminds me of, I don't know, just the olden days, the good days. So, anyways, yes, and that that slipper pattern is going to be called Mrs. Hupp's slipper pattern. And the reason why I called it Mrs. Hupp's slipper pattern is there was this lovely lady that I met when I was a teenager, and she had a cabin, and she would come and take me to her cabin, and she taught me how to bake apple pies in her wood stove, and she was just a fantastic influence on my life. And so I chose to kind of name those after her in her memory, because she was a wonderful lady, and she didn't have to take her time out of her day for me, but she did, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, this is a pair of those slippers that I had for about a year, and then guess what I did? I threw them in the wash machine. And it's non-superwash wool. It's the Ultra Alpaca Chunky. And so my slipper that was quite a bit larger than that kind of shrunk, but they're still nice slippers, so I just need to find a home for them. But it's the same slipper design as the one that I'm designing. I've actually been knitting these slippers this way probably for almost 2 years, but I'm excited to be able to take this pattern and write it up for all of you to enjoy.
Debbie Doctor says hi, and she likes
hi,
knitting.
Debbie.
She likes knitting slippers, she said.
Oh, Debbie, I love looking at your posts. I mean, I'm following you. I know that you're working on the Michelle Hunter Cowl, and so I've really enjoyed reading those comments in the comments section. So thank you for doing that, Debbie. I really appreciate that. So anyways, all right. So the next thing that I'm going to be talking about, this double knit sole. I wanted to tell you that the double knit sole came from this book from Barbara C. Walker. It's the second edition of the Treasury of Knitting Patterns. And if you're not familiar with Barbara Walker, she is a great resource for all different kinds of things. And here, if you look in here, double knit fabric. That's what I'm using for the bottom of our slippers. So anyways, that's where I got that. So if you get a chance and you're able to find one of these books, the Barbara C. Walker, and they have a Treasury of Knitting Patterns and then the second Treasury of Knitting Patterns, and you can probably find it on Amazon. I think that's probably where I bought mine. But a great resource for you. So I think that if you get that, that's a great, excellent resource for you. And also, I wanted to show you here, this is our Rios yarn, And the Rios yarn is a superwash yarn that is hand painted, and it's reasonably priced, and it's merino wool, washable merino wool. So anyways, that's what the Galilee the Galilee hat is made out of. And so anyway, that is where you find that. And then I wanted to show you, I have another shawl here, and this shawl is going to be, it's called, I think we're going to be calling it a shawl for mom. And Susan, of course, our infamous Susan. Do you see this shawl? Isn't it lovely? That's so awesome. Susan just came up with this design for you guys, and she knit it in like a day and a half. She's so awesome. Whenever I need help, she's right there. But she's on vacation for 1 week, so we won't have this pattern released for 1 week. And if you like what you're seeing, make sure to push that like button and sign up for our contest. Our contest is for the stitch marker necklace. Let me show that to you. Stitch marker necklace, and you just write in comments where you're from, what you're knitting, and maybe a pattern suggestion. If you really like your pattern, let us know what it is, because we're going to look it up and we're going to share it with each other. And you guys are doing a great job of posting your pictures. Thank you so much. I can't believe how much talent we have here in our Facebook group. There are so many of you that are so completely talented. I'm just in awe of you all. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for helping others. And Susan will, this pattern that I'm wearing, the shawl for mom, will be released this next week. And it's a very quick knit. And it has little tassels on it. And it's made with Lamb's Pride. And I don't have the Lamb's Pride bulky in front of me. But it's Lamb's Pride is right here. And then we have the Gina Chunky, which is kind of, it's a multicolored yarn, sort of similar to Noro. It's also made out of a wool like the Nora yarns are, but it's much more reasonably priced. And so this is made with just 3 skeins, and it would be a great gift for mom. I thought it was really cute. Anyways, I like that. Okay, so here's one more idea that I have for you. And this is another shawl. And this is made out of completely machine washable yarn. And it's called Amplified. The pattern's called Amplified. And we have it on our website, so you just look it up. It's under Amplified. And it's made out of 2 skeins of this acrylic yarn that is incredibly soft. Okay, so now there are acrylic yarns and there are acrylic yarns, but this acrylic yarn is very high quality. It doesn't peel. It's extremely soft. I am so impressed. I am normally not a great fan of the non-natural fibers, but I have to say I have been converted. I like this yarn. And let me show you what a couple of the colorways. I pulled them for you so you can see what they're like. And that's what this yarn looks like. 2 skeins and you get a whole shawl. It's literally, I brought it with me on a road trip with my husband, and we were in our motorhome. And I think in a little over a day I had it done. And I had lots of fun watching the colors as they were changing colors. I mean, these color changing yarns, even if you're just doing stockinette, are fun. They're really fun. So yeah, that's another great project for mom. So now we're going to be talking about gifts that are ready to buy. You don't have to make them. Before I do that, make sure you're posting your comments. Tell us what you're working on and where you're from, because we want you to be entered to win today's prize, which is the necklace. And this is the stitch marker necklace for the knitter in your life.
Elaine said
Very
she
cool.
liked the shawl you just showed. It was gorgeous.
Oh,
She's
thank
gonna-
you, Elaine.
The Amplify.
Yeah, that Amplify is by Universal Yarns, and they're a really high quality, reasonably priced yarn for what you get. It's really, really nice. I'm totally impressed by it. And now we're going to be talking about, I know that some of you may not be able to knit that quickly or not in the mood to knit or what have you. So you can buy ready-made socks. And let me tell you why I love, these are called the Comfort Quarters alpaca socks. And these alpaca socks, years ago, I found socks that had some alpaca in them, and they totally changed my life because I'm one of those people that's always cold. And when I found alpaca and I put it on my feet, there was something different, and I wasn't sure what it was. And what it was, after I thought about it a minute, was that I wasn't complaining anymore, that I was cold. I was actually comfortable. And that is really rare for me to be comfortable and warm. And this alpaca has changed my life, actually. For those of you who are very cold and can't get warm, alpaca is what you need to get. It's so wonderful. And so these Comfort Quarters, all of our socks are made in Peru, first of all. And they're really nice socks. Oh my goodness. Do you see the inside of these socks? I wish you could feel them. They're so comfortable. And all you have to do is you wash them in your wash machine, and then you rescue them from the wash machine and just let them dry on top of the dryer. By the time you're ready to wear them, they're dry. And they'll last for years. I mean, I literally have socks that are 10 years old, and I'm still wearing them. They look like brand new. So you can have your alpaca socks last for a long time. And we have several brands that we carry. We do carry Dahlgren. We have our own brand. And we carry some regular wool socks in Fox River, which I think are delightful. And so those are other brands that we carry. But let me go on here. I want to show you the ones that we have. And what I love about these ones have a really high content. It's like 97%.
78.
Oh, is it 78? Okay. It has a huge amount of alpaca in it. And still, they wash in the wash machine. They're totally nice. They're comfortable on your feet. They're not too thick. They're have the full terry on the bottom of the foot, but the top of the foot doesn't. It has the mesh, so it's thinner on top of the foot. So it'll fit inside of your shoe very well. Totally comfortable. I wear my alpaca all year long. And the reason why is when I'm doing Ride the Rockies, for instance, or going on long bicycle rides where you sweat, I can come home and I can walk across the kitchen floor and you can see the imprints where my feet are wet from sweat, but my feet are not cold. They're still warm. It's still, the sock is just bringing the water down to the bottom of the sock, but your foot is warm and dry. And so I highly recommend alpaca socks for those of you who are able to wear alpaca. I highly recommend it. And like these, these are called our Extreme Winter Boot Socks, and these are full terry everywhere. And what I like about these socks is they're not too tight at the top. The cuff is not too tight. But let me show you what they are. They're like double thick, you know, like double thick gloves or a double thick hat. And oh my gosh, these are wonderful. My mom wears these. She lives in Northern California along the ocean where it's cold. And she literally, this is all she'll wear. Matter of fact, I gave her some of these socks, which are completely nice. And she didn't even try them on. I had to talk to her and say, Mom, you got to try these other socks. These are our newest socks, and they're wonderful. And she's like, no, I like my N20s. And I'm like, but these ones have more alpaca than these ones do. She tried them, and she did like them. But you know how our moms are. They get stubborn and stuck in their ways, and this is what she wanted. So, anyways, yeah, these make great gifts for Mother's Day, and they are wonderful. And these are called the Extreme Boot Sock. Yes, Extreme Boot Sock. So I think, let's see, what else do we have here? Once again, our winner from this last week for the sock blockers. And this is Debbie Kester. She was the winner of our sock blockers for this week, and she can choose her size. So for you guys who want to win the prize this week, which is the stitch marker necklace, all you have to do is post comments in the comment section and tell us where you are from and what you're working on. And you can enter to win this necklace that was designed by our store manager, Susan, who is very multi-talented. Beautiful. So, that's for that. And to wrap it up today, I think that we need to make sure and honor those women in our life and our moms and our grandmas that have taken their life and helped us to learn to grow to be who we are. And I am so grateful for that. I am so grateful for all the women in our life. And I am proud that I have my mom there to help me when I need her. And so all of you out there, if you make something special for her or you purchase something for her, let her know that you love her with all your heart, because she does do a lot that we don't even think about on a daily basis, and they're always here to help us, so we are grateful for that. And thank all of you for posting comments in the comments section, and thank you for sharing a little part of your day with us. And I hope that you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday, where we are going to be talking. What are we talking about next week? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, we'll be talking about knitted projects that are useful for summer. So we're going to be talking about that next week, and we can have some fun with that. In the meantime, you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.